he brought the highest quality of color and printing to corrugated. He pioneered coatings, helping us enjoy a glossy future. His company developed new ways of managing ink, taking production to new levels. So AICC is proud to add to our Hall of Fame, John W. Bird.
So the Hall of Fame Award recognizes significant contribution to the health and welfare of the independent sector. And I think in John Bird's case, because he's such an innovator and an entrepreneur through the course of his business, he's helped them, independents, get very good at graphics. And that's a very profitable part of their business.
He understands the print process from the point of the substrates, the consumables, meaning ink, varnishes.
Well, John knew in order to be a top printer, it's like a puzzle, and a lot of pieces of the puzzle need to come together. Everything from analog scrolls to ink, to paper, printing plates, to training, to machinery.
He's taken art and science and combined the two.
Well, with us, he brought clarity and speed. He enabled us to grow dramatically.
He's an expert in printing. So that means we as a machine manufacturer are able to produce the product machine.
McLean would not be the printer today without John.
So once we turned on the dryers, boom, we were running upwards 10,000 clicks an hour. So that's, 3 times where we were before.
John is very focused on the development of the product, the improvement of the product, and the innovation of the product. And John will never sit still as long as we think there's incremental improvements to be made.
John makes independents more successful.
My first job was with automobiles, where they employed me to install collars on the end of rollers. I sort of didn't see that as a future. I left automobiles after 5 years to further my career, thinking that I would learn the printing side of the business. I went to night school to study ink technology.
Each advancement brought with it deeper knowledge of inks, drying, and coating.
I wanted to sell, I wanted to create, I wanted to make drying equipment. Came to America in 1980 for the Print 80 show. It was love at first sight, and I was drawn physically, mentally, to come to the United States. I saw a degree of honesty, of acceptance that I had never witnessed ever before.
When they asked all 3 of us kids on a Saturday morning, all laying on the bed, what do you think of the idea of coming to America? We all just were so excited.
What I love about America is everything.
The early years were certainly a lot more challenging.
And John invested in his future at a time when John didn't have a whole lot to invest. And he parlayed that into where he is today.
I then visited a company called Triangle Container, where I got to know a gentleman called Jack Rollman. Jack was very interested in the idea of drying. We worked together, and I was able to get made a forced hot air drying system for Jack, which worked extremely well, and that's what drew me into the corrugated industry.
After a few initial risks, JB Machinery took off.
Company started with just John in '97, and I joined him in 2000. Shortly thereafter, we were a direct employee base of 50 people, which, when you add in the independent reps and agency groups around the world, we're around 110 employees.
We've grown exponentially in every way.
So from our origins 25 years ago, John's company is installed in over 350 facilities worldwide and installed over 800 different products. We now sell and service into 60 countries on a worldwide basis.
I've watched him over the years. I've watched the ups and downs, and my father has amazed me with his perseverance and what he's been through.
He goes above and beyond for customers, friends, colleagues within the industry. I think he truly wants to provide the most value he possibly can.
XDS is the design and manufacturing arm for JB Machinery.
And John is always, we aren't going to be everything to everybody. What we're going to be is the best at what we do.
And along the way, recognition was won.
The lesson that John's taught all of us is that you have to be passionate about this business. You have to innovate, you have to develop, and you have to service the customer.
Family has always been a central part of John's life and business.
He loves to share his knowledge, and he loves really watching his kids being on board at the company and learning about the products and being passionate about the business with him.
What characterizes a family business over a non-family business?
We think alike.
We live and breathe the business. That's a family business.
He gives his time tremendously to the AICC. I mean, he is there at a moment's notice for them. And it isn't just supporting them with money or whatever. He's there with contributive thought and facts and direction.
He doesn't say no. He's always first. He leaps up and says, I want to support this. I'm all in for the industry.
John gets the big picture.
If there is a donation to be made, JB's going to be at the forefront of that.
John was one of our first ICPF pace setters, which was the supplier category for contributions.
John was one of the first to step up as an inaugural donor for the Foundation for Packaging Education when it was formed.
He's given countless thousand hours to AICC, to TAPI, to all the organizations over the years.
He's got a hand in so many things, and he's always there.
Because he's more of a strategic partner than he is a salesperson.
John's a great listener, and so I think that indicates his willingness to learn and to hear others out before he gives his own opinion.
This knowledge of John Bird and always listening to him brings us a big benefit, of course.
There is no one on this world like John Bird at all, whatsoever.
What drew me to JB Machinery and XDS were the people, in particular John, his passion and innovation.
He's always interested in the success of the association because he's interested in the success of our industry.
AICC picked John. They did it based on results. They couldn't have selected a better person than John to move into the Hall of Fame.
John Bird loves this industry.
John joined AICC in 1983 and has been an active and engaged supplier and supporter ever since.
He's the funniest guy in the world. And we got to throw some accolades to Sandra because she's got to put up with John.
It's now in his, third generation of the business. So he, like many of his customers, are ensuring that this business continues on through generations.
People like JB because he's just a true person, zero pretense, loves to be funny, and just comfortable talking to other people.
He's a big personality, a little man, but a big personality.
He's like a British Energizer bunny.
Without those donations, we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't be going where we're going tomorrow.
I see John being a steward of the industry for years to come. He loves it too much.
So for these and so many other reasons, we are proud to welcome John W. Bird into the AICC Hall of Fame.